pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I hope everybody has a good day. Hey, I'll be back in a second. Me and my eagle.
Welcome to Bristol. Welcome to the leadership of Bristol. All right.
You're funny.
All right. So I understand that you have enough time constraints, so we're going to bring you right up to the front.
Okay.
Well, please come up and join us.
Hot seat.
I said hello the other night, but please do give us an information. Please do give us an introduction, and we'll get to know you a little bit.
Well, hello, my name is Jess Ross. I am the new library director at Minot Sleeper Library, and I'm thrilled to be here. I currently live up north in Gorham, so I am commuting until that can be remedied, which is we're working on. But yeah, I've been working in libraries and nonprofits for about 15 years in New Hampshire, and it was just a really wonderful opportunity to make my way back down south after my kid graduated a couple weeks ago. So
Wow.
I was actually at his track meet at Newfound when somebody sent me the posting and said, "Hey, apply to this." So yeah,
That's funny.
just lovely timing, and I'm really happy to be here.
What were the nonprofits you were working?
The New Hampshire College and University Council in conjunction with the Education Alliance for New Hampshire. So
Nice.
we did kind of what a library does on a larger scale.
Yep.
So just provide educational resources and supplementary programming to rural townships and school districts around the state.
Great. I'm sorry, were you going to say something? It looked like you were going to say something.
Actually, we've actually started looking at, just as shared CIP listing, and we're going to probably come back to you to talk about what portions of the CIP plan for buildings, let me rephrase that, but will be responsibility of the library, and which part will be responsibility of the town.
Yeah.
And then we can start working on the MOU. So,
Great. That'd be great. When did you start?
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks. So
Yeah.
you've got your feet wet and you're going through things. What are you seeing as your challenge, and what are you seeing as something that you're excited about?
Well, I think definitely getting this MOU lined out is going to be a big priority
Yeah.
over the coming year. But in terms of, I think I was just mentioning it outside, but in terms of the staffing, in terms of the current position of the library, it's really solid. And it's obviously a center point of this community. That's been very, very clear. So building and growing those partnerships along with creating some new ones and really sort of solidifying the relationship with the town in terms of the building and the infrastructure is really important to me.
I grew up in Berlin, so I know.
Nice, you know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be in Gorham on Saturday.
All right.
But welcome to the area.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's a lot of transplants down in this area.
Yeah.
So no,
A
the
lot of ties.
transplant.
Yeah, a lot of ties. Yeah.
Yeah, there is actually. Yeah.
And southern transplants.
Yeah. All right. True. All right. Do you have any questions or comments or concerns?
I don't think so.
If
Not
you
yet.
want us-
I'm sure I will.
Okay. Very good. Please don't be a stranger with Christine. Don't be a stranger with us. And if there's something that needs to be addressed, we'd rather go at it than push it aside. And I think the MOU is important.
we've set up meetings once a month, so if she
Right.
needs them, then we'll meet. If she doesn't, then we don't need to meet. We did.
Okay.
So, but we'll probably need them for the first few times.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Are you coming from a position as a director?
as a director of Northern Ops, so I was responsible at the Ed Alliance for the northern half of the state.
Yep.
So that, and then previously as assistant director and head of adult services, and then the only librarian at the DOC in Berlin. So
All right, gotcha. All right, very good. Well, thank you. We're so happy to have you here, and
Thank you.
look forward to it.
thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
Awesome, great.
And
Have
now
a good drive.
Drive careful.
Happy holidays.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Enjoy the 4th.
Yes, you too.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No.
It's,
You should have been on the agenda.
No, now he's gonna have to do it more often.
I didn't want to do the back button. It takes me out completely out of it.
Just click on the date.
I know, but I'm got a habit of doing the back
I
button.
don't know. Are we on consent?
No, minutes. There are 5 sets of minutes. What? 5, yes. They're-
Wrong one. See?
No.
You actually, you just motioned 2 different motions, because I put the work session I did separately, and then the other 2.
All right, just give me one more second. All right. The work session meeting minutes of May 28th. Anybody have a motion for that?
I'll move that we approve. I thought we were waiting for the minutes to load. You say you're good?
We're waiting for the minutes until after our meeting with the library.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we
Oh,
wanted
that's
to-
what it was.
yeah.
Pardon me. All right. Yeah, so I'll move that we approve the work session meeting minutes of May 28th, 2026.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Abstentions, that's 4-0.
Make a motion to approve the non-public and public meeting minutes for June 11th and June 18th of 2026.
Second?
All right. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda for July 2nd, 2026. Accounts payable, special payment manifest dated 06/25/26. Accounts payable, ACH manifest, NHRS and Harper's 06/25/26. Accounts payable payment manifest 06/25/26. Payroll payment manifest dated 07/02/26. Accounts payable, ACH manifest Harper's 07/02/26. Accounts payable manifest dated 07/02/26. Land use change tax for map lot number 205-029 in the amount of $10,156. Land use tax change for map lot number 220-015-001 in the amount of $11,816. Administrative abatement for map lot number 220-015-152 in the amount of $326.70. Administrative abatement for map lot number 220-015-117 in the amount of $35.53. Removal of veterans credit for map lot number 22-029 as it no longer qualifies. Warrant for unlicensed dog issued to the Bristol Police Department per RSA 466:14 and 466:16 for the total of 109 dogs.
I didn't see your name on it.
I'll second.
All right, any questions or comments on any consent agenda? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, objections, that's 4-0. All right. Let's talk about the highway department and equipment replacement.
Sorry.
How you doing, Victor?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Scott?
Good evening.
Under the TA report, there's a bunch of things, I'm just point out pictures of stuff that they've
What
done
happened?
this week. So, but Victor's here to talk about a proposal for a preliminary discussion on equipment purchase.
So I went to the CIP, we all had our bout to go through them. Last year I requested moving the backhoe up to this summer, and we moved 2 or 3 trucks further down the line due to the maintenance that we're doing on them. But the backhoe is the primary piece of equipment for all of our work. We bought it used, it came from a state shed, heavy laden with salt. So it basically had deep cancer when we got it. We were down for, just prior to snow season, we were down for 3 weeks. We had no backhoe. Late in the early spring, just as the season was wrapping up, we were down for 4 weeks for one of the Rams that blew. We had to replace it completely after trying to rebuild it. And we were just down for 2 weeks for a blown water pump on it. We've put a lot of money into it, but it's something that is so primary for the function of the department. What I'm asking for is, I don't want to spend, for me to do the research and go talk to Milton Cat and go talk to JCB and go talk to John Deere and talk to them, takes me out of pocket. If you guys aren't willing to talk about it for replacing it this year, then just say so I don't have to waste my time doing that. But if you're willing to talk to me about it, that's really what I'm here for. Then I will put the effort into getting quotes and all that. If it is something that you guys agree with me should be moved and upgraded to this summer, like we had moved it last year on the CIP to this summer.
We have, and those monies would come from
The CIP.
The capital reserve.
Capital
Yeah.
reserve, yeah, okay.
And there's enough,
Well, I didn't see the last number because you hadn't moved this year's into it.
yeah, I mean.
You think there's any value in the old machine?
Not enough. When we traded the last one in, I was shocked at how low the number was that they gave us. It's not like they gave us 38,000 for it, they gave us 7.
Yeah.
I've just put between the year and a half that I've been in there and the breakdown that Mark took care of early in the spring of the year. So from that last breakdown that Mark took care of on it, and then what I've done in the year and a half, we've put about $6,000 some odd dollars, and the last bill isn't in yet, so I'm thinking it's going to be right around $8,000 to $9,000.
Yeah.
So I don't want to take that $8,000 or $9,000 and lose it, but what I can say is, and especially with where the department's going with its training, to hold that machine, if we're only going to get $6,000 for it, why trade it? Just put it, and we can run 2 machines. And then if it happens to break down, we can now consider the money and go, okay, we can piecemeal this, do this in this part of the budget, and do this in next year's budget, and still have a machine operating.
Yeah.
But it also gives us the opportunity also to put 2 machines out there in 2 directions to handle multiple problems, which we've been crippled at doing for years. And it would cause me to go to the CIP and say, well, since we have 2 backhoes, let's get some things off the CIP, like the wish list of the excavator and some other things, and go, okay, we can narrow our margin down there and look at what's really padding the CIP for us.
I would agree with you that if, the value is $6,000, $8,000, $9,000, then if it's 30, that's another matter.
Exactly.
Are you thinking of looking at a used machine, or?
I would like to look new. So again, every issue we've ever had is when we bought a used piece of equipment, and we've learned that with the holders. They can only do about 5 years, and we're rotating them every 5 years. So when someone gets rid of a piece of machinery, it's because it's become a financial burden to them. So that means all we're doing is picking up someone else's financial burden. If you get a new machine and you've got a good maintenance program, we can make that machine last much longer than being doctors, just something that we just put in the yard. And that would be my intent, is to look new.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna be the naysayer on I'm not sure that having a second machine that's having the problems that you're describing is a good idea for us in any way, shape, or form. Because if the issues that you're having are coming up to be $6,000 or $8,000 issues, and you get $6,000 or $8,000 from it now, in that process, I'm not saying don't replace the machine, I'm saying that doesn't tend to make a lot of sense to me. And the other things that I would really want to understand and answer is how many hours a year we do. I know it's a primary machine for us, but like, so the thing that should help us figure out whether we need equipment or not should be the utilization of said equipment. So if there's a 40-hour work week and it's in use 30 hours every week, that's great. You do the math and you go, okay, it's this long, and we know how long the machines generally last, right? So I completely agree on the new versus used, because you're right. Somebody's already done that calculation and they've gone and said, okay, this is the maintenance cycle, and then this is what we got to spend. So before we get on, in all candidness, before we get to do we keep two, I think we have to sort of like go through all right, if it's really time to replace that and the money's in the CIP and we understand the utilization of the machine, we figure that out, and then we go, okay, what's the most cost-effective way to handle that machine? Trying to do that at the same moment in time the math doesn't line up to me.
Yeah, you're just skewing the number a little bit, though. We didn't put $9,000 into it in a bout at one time. We did a $1,000 repair. 6 months later, we did a $800 repair. The two big repairs, which took the machine out of service,
Yeah.
are the ones, and they were $2,000 or $3,000 service. And a lot of that is also coming from, that is when my guys aren't doing the work. That is when I have to bring John Deere in,
Yep.
and that's $250 an hour to
Yep.
have the on-site. So again, and all I want to say is so that we can have this discussion and we could discuss further about whether we keep that machine or sell it or auction it off at a later date.
Yep.
It's just I want a heads up on whether I can look now and not waste my time if you guys are going, we're not willing to replace it this year.
I mean, I'll speak from here. If the money's in the CIP and we go, okay, here's what the utilization and here's what we need, then that makes sense to me if the money's there. The question becomes is what's the carry on it, because you mentioned about the pieces, about the excavator and some other pieces. So it's just making sure that we've got the right plan in place, and it's like, okay, we're moving this to here and here's the carry on effect. That's
Right.
all.
I'm totally in support of looking into it, and you need a machine that runs. right?
I'm sorry.
We need a machine that runs,
Yes.
and the choices are either to look into replacing it or not. I don't see any choice, right? If this machine is becoming the financial burden that you don't want to buy from other departments,
Correct.
then
Right.
it's what other choice do we have? We need a machine,
Right.
unless you.
Well, we need a much more reliable machine is what I'm trying to say.
Any idea, ballpark?
I haven't looked in years.
Okay.
Mark, the only new machine that Mark bought, brand new, was that Hyundai loader, and everything else he's always looked used
Yeah.
for, so I haven't played in that market in a while, so. And that's why, because, they'll let me do demo tests and stuff like that. It means I gotta drive to Milton Cat, or they're gonna haul to us, or whatever, and it takes a lot of time to pull me out of
Yeah, it's a
pocket.
lot of time and effort that you're not doing something else.
Right,
You know,
right.
I get that, but it is important.
It is.
It seems like there's consensus here that it's worth spending that.
Right, and like I said, if we look at the numbers and like I said, and we have a general conversation and we all agree, I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you, we can't pay that kind of money for something like this. I might have to change the avenue and go look for a 5-year-old machine or a 3-year-old machine and change the approach. But if I just go into the first approach and we think it's something that we can afford for the tax base, I want to have that conversation first before wasting any more time.
If it comes, like, I'm looking at the CIP from last year, and looks like 125 was slated in there for this, 125,000?
Yeah, but that would be a used machine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess how far, like, do you have any feel for how much bigger a new machine would run from that? Because I guess that is important.
Yeah, I would say
I
they're
think
gonna,
a
310 again, like that
Yeah,
size
I want to
machine?
stay in the same series. It's more than strong enough to do the work that we're doing. I would look at the equivalent in CAT and possibly JCB and a couple models like that. Having it there. The tough thing is getting it to have the JRB quick disconnect on the front end.
Yeah.
That's owned by John Deere, and then I got to pay a lot of money if I have to put it on a CAT to apply it to our implements that we already have here. So, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, the search I just did, and this is just a quick search, just said, with extended warranty, couplers, specialty buckets, or additional equipment, it could run up to 200,000.
Yeah.
But it's talking, low base machine, 162. So it could be anywhere between there and 200.
Yeah, 310 would be in the lower base
Well,
machines.
The other thing is, I mean, because how far away is Milton versus Milton? It's United, right? United?
Yeah, it's United Construction Technology.
Right.
Milton Cat's down in Milton, New Hampshire.
Yeah, so they're just
Milford.
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 I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, you're all good.
Yeah.
So once we move money, so 2026 warrant article was $180,000 going into the capital reserve. If you add that in, this is an estimate because I don't have the perfect number yet, is 372,000 when we put the, move the money.
Do they ever do like lease purchases?
They do.
Yes.
We did the loader on a lease purchase, and we did it was the internationals on a lease purchase
Yeah, we're paying one, so it's our last payment on the international.
in July.
This year, in
Yeah.
July, so.
Okay.
That's on the CV, not the.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the math on that is way in their favor. So like, and I know what you're doing, like. how
You're
do we
spreading
have-
it out over 3-4 years.
Right.
Right, so just, we just have to.
Right, and again, once we have the number, we can have those discussions, so I'll have the discussions with them,
Yeah.
I want the quote in two different.
Sometimes that math is worth it if I'm trying to juggle everything
Right.
else.
Especially with, like if they're, like Kubota's this way right now, right? Like they've got a whole bunch of things where there's a bunch of programs that are advantageous. The dealers don't want to talk about a difference in price, but the manufacturer's giving them some stuff, so they're making their money on the front end. There's maybe programs to use that way for sure.
We could probably move the fire pretty easily too.
What's that?
I'm sorry. See if he's awake.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, yeah, so let's get.
So I can look into it then, all right.
On that
And
process.
I really appreciate that. Other than that, a quick, the guys have been really killing it. We are short-staffed, we lost Dylan. We haven't been a lot of hopefuls. We've got one that's looking at possibly putting an application in that I'm interested to talk to. We just did Baton Road, we just did the bike path, the first phase of the bike path. Very interesting job yesterday.
I saw Justin down there with the machine.
They've done a lot extra for
Yeah,
me too.
John was running the machine yesterday. But we hit the old wooden pipe that came from the stock pens, and now it's bleeding out pretty heavy. But we've controlled the drainage now. The guys have just done an outstanding job.
Did you say a wooden pipe?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
But
Wow.
there's a-
It's
there's
not,
a
I don't think it's
video.
wooden. If you look, you said it was really hard, like it had petrified.
yeah.
The original documents talk about a
Abandoned-
cement-lined iron pipe.
Huh.
I'm wondering if that. Well,
It had, so when they hit it with the machine and pulled the metal strapping off, you saw grains of wood peel
Oh, yeah,
off.
well, then that's pretty.
There's
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the discussion folder, there's
Yeah.
a video
Yeah.
showing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there is,
Yeah.
before the water system as we know it, they drew water, that in the late 1800s, they started the Bristol Aqueduct Company.
Yeah.
And brought water from the lake to downtown. And the pipe runs right along that ditch line.
Right straight down that ditch line.
And they,
And so the problem with that dig is we've got fiber optic cable just on the other side of that.
you know,
And then the asphalt line was there, so we're in a really bad, tough dig. A lot of hand digging yesterday. And then we clipped the top of that because we thought from the descriptions of when they put the bike path in that the pipe was in the embankment and bleeding out and it's underneath. And we're like, holy cow.
yeah.
And
So they
that,
never hit it when they put the bike path in?
No,
no.
by the,
I did it
But you gotta
right.
remember, they were operating in the same thing, that they were within 18 inches of that, so they stayed as shallow as they could to get out of there.
Yeah.
And so,
Is that pipe being fed from some original source?
somewhere up the river, somewhere, it's gotta tap in somewhere from one of the old penstocks.
I suspect there's some workings just south of the dam.
Yeah,
I suspect it's somewhere in there.
yeah, it's gotta be. There's gotta be a deep hole, probably a great fishing hole, but a deep
Yeah,
hole that's
right.
drawn, you know.
Right.
So other than that, you know, vacations have started. We're shorthanded even more when someone's on vacation like next week, but we've got a lot of work ahead of us and they're doing a great job of it.
That's your video up there.
Yeah.
That's it pumping out of the ground this morning.
Yeah.
There is a picture.
Yeah, you've given it a place to go now, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So if there's nothing else from me, guys, enjoy your evening and have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you, Victor.
Thanks, Victor.
Bye, Victor. Happy 4th of July.
See you then.
All right.
Negotiating machine all the time.
Come on up, chief.
There's nothing in your folders for this
Okay.
either, but,
It's
Ben's
easier,
here.
yes.
What?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Ben's here to talk to you about trailer disposal.
Yeah.
So we have a 2005 US Cargo, I think it's a 16-foot double axle trailer. We got it on an emergency management grant right after something I started here. And we don't use it. We haven't used it. Even after we got it, we used it a couple times. We used it on a task force deployment. We used it, so originally it was purchased and set up, outfitted as like a mobile command post. A couple radios, a work area, and like an AC unit. And then at the time, right, early mid 2000, before 2010, 11, whenever that stopped, we had the triathlons every year at the lake, so it was good for that, and set up a mobile command post. And since that's gone away, we really haven't used it. We stripped it out in 2016 to get a few pieces of equipment that were still reusable in it, and then to maybe do something with it. And we haven't done anything with it in 10 years. The only thing it's done is act as a storage unit during the PSB project.
Is it up in the old?
It is,
old
yeah.
Fire station?
Yeah. The other part of it too is even if we made up a use for it, because that's all we'd be doing at this point, when we bought it, we had a Suburban. We don't. We have Tahoes and a 1500 that you can get it from point A to point B in town, going 25 miles an hour, but they're not the vehicles to drive it. So we put it out at the last department head meeting, I guess it was. The only real interest was from Victor around an idea to have something like that with all the cones and barricades in it. It's just too big for that use. And then the idea that, you know, PD could have access to it and water and sewer could have access to it, right? A water main break, it's just a quick way to move everything from point A to point B. You're not going to tow it with Water and Sewer's Ranger. You're not going to tow it with their Explorers. And so if that were to ever come to fruition, it would probably likely need to be a smaller trailer. So it is 20 years old, 21 years old, but there's probably some value to it. So I just need permission or for you guys to surplus it so that we can put it on the bid process and see what we can get for it and get it out of High Street.
So,
And if you did get it out of High Street, you have a place to store golf carts.
There you go.
And Ben's like,
Yeah.
did I say that?
Put the golf carts in the trailer.
I was just thinking that.
No,
No, I don't think they'd fit.
yeah, they won't both fit. You could put one in it, but you
The golf
can't,
clubs,
you
right?
can't put both in it.
So Chuck has no use for it for the Styrofoam. I know he just fixed up that other trailer, but
Yeah, I think he's all set with that. There's no more room right now. That's something that's gonna be a big discussion in the future.
Mm.
I would say though, right now, I don't think so. I think what they're doing is working well. They're taking and filling up the bags and then taking the bags down. We've taken, I don't remember how many sets of them. we'll get you an update on that, but we've already taken a couple of trips down,
Okay.
delivering styrofoam. It's actually pretty interesting how much, so.
Are we still getting the cardboard from Alexandria?
As far as I know,
We're
yes.
still-
Yeah.
But I know they opened their recycling center, so as far as I know, yes.
All right. Any questions or concerns or?
Seems like it makes sense.
Yep.
One last thing.
All right. We'll put something together and put it out to bid, and I'm sure we'll get something for it. That'll be off my
I'll
plate.
send you my.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yep. Awesome, thank you.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you.
Have a good night.
All right.
Sorry, I let myself know. Happy 4th, Ben.
Yeah, see you guys. Enjoy the weekend.
See you.
Question mark. Sorry. What was the other question? So styrofoam, cardboard, sending back and forth. Got it. Thank you. Okay. Am I up?
Yep, you're up.
If you want to look at first at the info folder, there's a bunch of items. There's 15 things in there, and I don't know if you have any questions about them. A lot of them are just FYIs. Info 3, you might have a question on.
Why are we? Oh, yeah, no. Why are we, what's the issue with the mortar sign?
Did you know that they were installing something?
Who did it?
It looks like the picture's there, so it looks nice, but I'm getting concerned that things are going on, and I don't remember having a conversation about it. It is a
Yeah.
nice
I
addition.
thought I remember having a conversation.
Okay, I wanted to make sure, because I might be wrong, so, but, the mortars, it does look very nice. There's a picture there, so you can see it, it tells about the mortar, so,
Yep.
and a historical society, I believe, did it, so.
Okay.
And then, are we gonna have to remake the transfer station sign?
No, we're gonna try to do stencil or
Yeah.
hire Bliss just to do something.
Stencil should.
Stencil, I think, will work. It's just the TI missing in 2 words. So when we picked it up, it was completely packaged, and then when we went to install it, those were missing. So I put the picture so you could see it.
It's
So.
weird how it just cut out the IO and,
The TI on
TI,
both of them.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
So,
all right. We're rolling through things pretty quickly tonight, John, so it won't be too long. Okay,
you ready for discussion?
yep.
First one is I just do the monthly employee appreciation. Congratulations on another year with the town of Bristol. We're grateful for your continued dedication, positive attitude, and the quality of work you bring to the town each day. For the month of July, we had 2 employees that joined us. One assessing and land use, Janet Cody, this is her 4th year anniversary. And then in the police department, Ron Taylor, this is his 2nd year, so. In your folders, TA number 2 is the transfer station building. The building was lifted, leveled, so that's been taken care of. They lifted the front about 2 1/4 inches, but the back was 6 inches, so it definitely was sinking. They put 6 by 6 posts across the middle and the back. Chuck reports that they no longer roll backwards when sitting in the chair. So, we pursued quotes for the relocation of the door and the squaring off of the corner. We got 2 quotes, and I add, in one of the quarterly sessions, I think a year ago, we talked about a sun visor, because when you're there, that sun feeds right into the window. So I asked him to add that into this because they hadn't done it yet. So we did get 2 quotes received. One was $6,500 and the other was $3,000. So we are going with the $3,000 because I have the authority to approve that, and they're supposed to go ahead and do the work. The work is anticipated to start next week. So, any questions on that one? Okay. The number 3, you've already talked to Victor, was the bike path repair. There's some pictures about how they took care of it. There's a couple of videos there that shows the aqueduct I showed you already. So I'll move on. It's not done yet, obviously. They did a really good job putting in the pipe. It looks really good. So now it's just figuring out how we stop that water and then we'll pave it eventually. So. Paving update for the public. The new date for paving from Danforth Brook Road to New Hampton Town Line on 104 is July 7th, so next week.
Thank you.
So expect delays. So I did update it on Facebook, updated it on the town site as well, so. Number 5, if you want to take a look at it, there's a proof there. So it's the monument repair, because of the typo, yep. So the proof is there, I reviewed it, Deb reviewed it, and I even took and put the picture I took of the monument, and I've compared the two. So the only one that has come to us that had a typo was Hollis Monroe. That is fixed, I double checked that, but I also looked through the rest of the names to make sure. And I wanted to, if in case you knew anybody and wanted to make sure that they were all spelled correctly before we put the new monument piece up. The old one's still down there because they didn't know if we weren't doing anything. And the new one will go on as soon as we approve the proof. Okay. Townwide yard sale, I want to put it out to the board. We have some participation, but we not as, I think it's just the time of year, not as much as I had hoped. Next year, the PD would like, if we do it again, the PD would like to do it, but they have, and solicit to dispose of evidence.
Yeah.
Because then they would like to sell it at the yard sale next year. So I said, well, the whole plan had been if this went well, we'd do it again. This isn't going as well, but we'll see. But I wouldn't put it out there if you had any interest in it. Right now, there's.
You mean going well in terms of on the town properties?
Yeah, well, no,
Number of people.
the number of people signing up to do it. We've
Right.
already recorded this, we're recording this property as on the map. I've already
Yeah.
paid for it and taken care of it. And I've got 3 groups so far.
But you're saying town-wide, the registration is down?
Oh, no, this is
Yeah,
just
I know.
for us.
Yeah,
Town employees
Town
participating.
employees,
Yeah.
our benefit we were trying to do.
Sure, yeah, I got you.
So I will still, I'll come back to you on July 16th with prices, but I still will sell the smaller equipment we've already talked about.
Yeah.
I'll come to you on that, but I'm selling something, and then there are 1, 2 employees, and then there's a group of employees who are doing lemonade sale. So, but I want to put it out there in case you had an interest. July 18th, 8 to 1. Under number 7, I've been communicating with the Masons, trying to get the MOU. And I had started, if you look at the email that's under number 7, I had started with clarifying, I said I wanted to make sure what we were doing with the MOU with them. Town parking lot during daytime hours and snow storage on the back lot in the winter. Above, they've come back with some adjustments, and I just want to make sure. It says it's pretty much the same, but they're spelling it out a little bit more, and I want to make sure that you were good with that before I pursue going forward. So I'll still prepare it, bring it back to the board, but I want.
I think it's good that they want to spell it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
One of their bullet points, on certain rare occasions involving community events, is the parking lot may be closed after 5 p.m. What, I don't know.
They do a haunted house on Halloween.
Yeah, so
So,
if they're gonna, and it's okay that they are being more specific, so I agree, I'd rather spell it out. If they know they have regular events,
it would be better
it'd
to
be
spell
better if we
them all
know what
out.
they are.
Yeah.
At least that's my 2 cents anyway.
Yeah, I like that. Otherwise, it looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I will move forward and get that done. Number 8, the property discussion. Site visits on the newly acquired properties, only 2 of 3 have been scheduled for Tuesday, July 7th at 10 a.m. If anybody wanted to visit them. We will take pictures, share information back with the board members. The third property, I've sent the information to the town's attorney to begin their process, because that property is not vacant. South Main Street property, in the folder, there's an attorney opinion under SMS property discussion. The property was taken in April 2025. Unless I can locate the owner to do a first right of refusal, we can't sell it for 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
So I've got some feelers out. I know.
It's been a year, right?
It's so for, yeah, because we took it April 2025, so
Yeah.
it's been a year, we can't sell it till, did I say the wrong, I said the wrong year, guys. No, I didn't,
Thank you.
28, yeah. But we know this person's in Laconia, we just don't have an address to
Yeah.
do the certified mailing that we have to do. I even asked about personal property because this, so I'm adding this property to the site visits because I do have to have a better idea of what's over there.
It's going to be tricky.
Yes,
You may want to reach out to,
Donna and Danny,
yes,
yep, I can.
just in terms of getting to the lot,
Ask them if we can park in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, because we blocked off the driveway.
Yeah, and I backed in there one day, there's, it's still sticking out a little bit, there's no way you can
Well,
get more than one vehicle.
so the
There's no-
personal property is considered abandoned, but he did say that we should still do some type of notice. So he suggested if we have to wait the full time before we sell it,
Yeah.
we should wait before we try to dispose or sell any of the property that's left there.
It's already rotting into the ground. so
Yeah, but yeah, so, but it would be nice to know what's there.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot there, a lot.
Yeah,
So,
we should have someone doing an inventory.
yeah,
Don't go in anywhere, just
no,
what they can see.
I'm good with that.
I have not seen this, so. I haven't
Yeah, number 9 is July's Inside Scoop. There's some nice articles in there
How's the
on,
garden going?
what?
How's the garden going? I like the pictures.
Of the garden outside?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Where
did you
is
see the joke?
That's why I
She
asked.
didn't yet. Yeah, the garden's actually growing. It's actually pretty good.
Nice.
We have a veggie garden. And I thought I wanted people to know that Deb and Shannon did the flower barrels that are making the stone wall, the concrete wall look a little better, so.
Nice.
But there's a nice article in there on the Tuesday night.
Good.
So that's Tuesday night, the outstanding community service award. There you go. So there is a nice article in there, and then there's a nice article in there about Officer Henry to Sergeant Henry. I mean, so. And then your blurbs in there, mine's in there. And then the only department, there's one department missing, and that's because they didn't submit on time, so.
Okay.
But, on number 10, 4th of July updates. Just a reminder, the parade is Saturday, July 4th. Setup begins at 8 a.m. and the parade will step off at 10 a.m. The events committee is in need of volunteers, so if the board has any time and wants to help, you're welcome to join. I've apparently been volunteered for Station 1. So, and then we'll be in the square too to help downtown. We live stream the video. I live stream the video on Facebook.
Okay.
I live stream the parade on Facebook. So, but if anybody has any time and wants to help out with registration and lineups, they're welcome to, so. I also posted, Hebron is hosting a great event, it looks like, for the afternoon. And we don't have an event that afternoon. So I did post their information. They've invited the area towns and their flyers under number 10. They have a Hebron Blue Angel flyover.
I was wondering what that.
And I want to know what it is.
Yeah.
Because when the gentleman talked to me at the community night out, he said they're gonna fly from over Hebron and out over Bristol over the lake. And I'm like, I can't, really? You have real blue angels coming? So, but it looks like a nice event, so
Yeah.
if anybody's interested. But fireworks, for our fireworks, they're set for July 11th, and as of today, the weather is looking good. It could change. We have novelty vendor, the DJ is set, Chesley's is bringing 2 booths, fried dough and lemonade. Food Hound Truck has only 1 vehicle this year, so they will be there, Lions Club will be there, and Kona Ice will be there. We're still working to add to the event, but it's been very hard this year, period, to get vendors, to get fireworks, we all know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else we'll get, but the golf carts, they are scheduled for servicing at the highway department on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. The company's coming here, we set up an account with them. They're gonna do general service. We're having them rekeyed, because you can jump in them and take off, so we didn't want that, so we're having them keyed. And we're having springs, one of them with the back seat, and they're replaced, but they're gonna get us a quote on the other one.
Yeah.
So, they've advised that they would have them ready and available to use for the fireworks event, so. Number 11, trees. I met with Belknap Landscaping today on the trees downtown, trees and bushes. We looked at the bushes, we looked at the 3 trees, the Christmas tree and the oak. Pretty much the gist of the conversation is he's not concerned. On the oak, there were some dead branches breaking off, but he said overall the tree is looking much better.
Yeah.
You can see that there's still some spots where there's some dead, but where they pruned it, it looks much greener, it looks much healthier, so
Yeah.
I wasn't as concerned on the.
I wasn't as concerned with the 3, although it did have some dead branches, but that happens when you transplant.
There are the 3 small planted trees that we did along between us and Bino's property.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. They looked a little, for lack of a better word, wilty.
Yeah.
But he was not concerned. He said that we should water them extra. And especially during this heat wave, he said each tree should get 15 to 20 gallons of water, but you don't put it on, so you know it has the brown dirt bowl, don't put it there. He said that mistake is when people water them, they fill that up.
Yeah.
He said water outside of that circle because you want your roots to spread.
Under the drip line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to Downtown Decorating to see if that's something that they can add to their watering or not. If they can't, then Victor's will make it work, he said, because we have to make sure we get them watered. The Christmas tree, he said that they're coming to treat next week. They're gonna treat the Christmas tree and they're gonna cut the leader off. He said that his comment again, not concerned, it's looking good. He said that the tree, it is expected that there will be some areas as the tree had a shock being pulled out and replanted.
Yeah.
So, and then he reiterated all 4 of those trees are covered, but he doesn't anticipate that anything's going south with them right now.
Did he look at the other bushes?
Yes, so he said definitely something is eating the bushes. He saw no evidence of the insect currently though.
Okay.
He did you because
I did, yeah.
he couldn't see any.
Yeah.
He's suggesting, they're coming, when they come next week to do the Christmas tree treatment, they're going to do the bushes.
Yeah. That makes sense.
He said even though it's not part, they'd be willing to do that. And then he said to water them a lot.
Yeah.
He's really surprised that they look so bad, and there's a picture in there if you want to see how bad they look, and the ones by the monument look great. I'm
Right.
like, don't jinx us. So, he said during the heat wave, he said that there's no guarantee that the treatment they're gonna do and us watering will save them, but he could see where something was eating them.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
So that's it on the trees. Under number 12, I couldn't get this on the consent agenda, it came in late this afternoon. It's Q3 water sewer warrant. I'm hoping the board can approve it. It's, if they do agree, I put a motion there. But water, this is the third quarter, water would be $159,588.98. And sewer would be $165,885.05, and this is the third quarter bills, so. Are you looking for the team report to do the motion?
Or I can just read it up here. Make a motion to approve the Bristol Water and Sewer warrant, quarter 3, 2026. In the amount, water, $159,588.98. In sewer, for a total of $165,885.05.
I'll second.
All right, motion by Scott Sanchgren and second by John Miller. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great, that's 4-0.
13, budget schedule. We had said that we would set some deadlines, so I wanted to, the budget committee has set their schedule, so I'm working around their schedule. So I'm recommending Thursday, October 8th would be our department head deadline. And then Tuesday, October 13th would be an all-day session with department heads and the select board. We would have to end by 5 p.m. Because the budget committee has a meeting that night, but what time if you want to do it that day, what time would you want to start? And we'll provide food and drink.
This Tuesday, when?
Tuesday, October 13th. I know, I'm trying to get it done.
And we're shooting for 1 day, is that correct?
I'm worried about Tuesday, July 8th, which is
Yeah.
difficult. Did it take all day last year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were out by, well, we didn't start, I don't think, until 9.
Yeah.
And then I think we were out by 4.
Yeah, all right.
But we did take a half hour to an hour lunch.
Yeah.
But we tried to work through doing my budgets. We threw them in wherever we had time,
Yep,
so,
I think 9 is fine.
okay. Thursday, October 15th, you have a select board meeting that night, so I figured after you meet with everybody, you may not be ready to vote.
Mhm.
So you could still have time to vote on the 15th, and that would be your final vote.
Okay.
Okay. And then Tuesday, October 20th, it's already on the budget committee. That's the night you would present the proposed budget to the budget committee.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Is that
So-
folder we need to sign? Do we need to sign the folder?
It's sitting right there.
Just,
He's holding it up.
I still want to be here all night signing.
I know.
All right.
So, so here's my questions. Let's talk expectations. And the reason I am is because John has a specific set of expectations. And I want to make sure that we're all agree to those expectations so I can make sure the department heads are clear on what they need to do. These are my quick questions. Is there specific guidance? Is there a % goal? Are there specific things board members are gonna wanna review? Thoughts on increases, COLA and steps. I did check, our current policy is to check the consumer price index.
Yeah.
New England, and I did. So as of May 2026, it is plus 4.6% from May 2025 through May 2026. And then it also gave a comparison from April to May, and that was plus 3.2%. This is the current policy, but if you want me to do something different to check it so that you can make a better decision, let me know. And then anything else?
So the piece that Christina is referring to was a few weeks ago, there was a discussion around the transfer station, looking to do some other part-time help and some other things. And my question was, what does it mean to be fully staffed? Like, how does the budget sort of work backwards into the number of people? Because, all the time we do, I think, a really good job of having this person coming back with this and that, right? But if we all agree that it's 3 people,
you know, always there, or whatever it is, right? I'm not even saying what it should be, I'm saying, how does that equate to the budget line? And then when you come in and say, I'm moving this and changing that, we always have a way to talk about it, so that's basically what I was getting at.
John's question to me had been with the transfer station, well, how many people do you need to staff it? And I said, and I tried, that's what when I tried to do the comparison, telling him this is what, when we do the budget, we're saying, these are who we have and these are what they work for hours, and that's what we're putting in the budget.
Right.
But his point, and I'm like, well, I think you need to have that conversation as a board, because I don't think that the departments all do it that way. We're budgeting based on what there's currently there and how many hours they're currently working.
Right.
So,
And all I'm saying is if we agree that it's, just using a number, there's 100 person hours every week to run the transfer station, and then it's times X per hour equals this budget line, and then we know. Or
And
we
it-
say it doesn't, or we have that
And it
discussion.
doesn't really matter if you have 8 or 10 people,
Correct.
right.
right?
This
Yeah.
is my staffing level that's needed to achieve
The
this.
hours amount to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except then you get different, you know, full-time versus part-time
Yeah.
benefits and all that.
Yeah. Well, there's only
So,
one, right? Only one full-time?
oh, using the transfer station is
Yes.
able, there is no, none of them are full-time, technically.
Chuck is under part-time.
Yeah, because of retirement.
Yeah, yeah,
So he's technically part-time. so.
yeah. Yeah, there's always that point, well, okay, you can stick one person in and they might be a little bit more expensive than than the person that they're working for.
I just think it gives us an opportunity to have a good conversation around what does it mean to run the service levels that we have.
I can reschedule this conversation too. I mean, we can think about these questions.
Yeah, I think we do need to sort of steep on that a little bit.
So I'll bring it back to the July 16th meeting,
Yeah.
so that gives, because that'll give the, I just want to give department heads enough time to
Yeah,
prepare,
absolutely.
so.
Yeah.
It's raining. Oh, anybody got windows open?
No.
Okay, it's raining.
Oh,
Is it?
Yep.
That's fine.
15, Baton Road culvert, there's just a picture there to show you it's completed. That was the failed culvert, that they did a nice job
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah,
And
I was
John,
walking the dog
along.
the other day, and I literally texted Christina a picture, because I got to the end of that, and there's the road closed, and I was like, what contractor thinks they can close the road?
I said, we are.
And I went, oh, that's all right, I'm good. Where's that under?
Under discussion, it's number 14.
Discussion.
Yeah,
There are
yeah,
two
yeah, Baton
pictures.
Road, they had to replace a culvert that failed.
They did a great job with the headers. That's where most people get lazy.
Yeah, they did. The number 15 isn't on your list, but, so there's a picture in there of the bench.
Yeah.
So, the funny thing was, this gentleman spoke to me last year at the fireworks. He wanted to donate a bench for on Avery Cross near the sign.
Yeah.
We couldn't find his phone number because he gave it to me at the fireworks. So, he called this week. It actually worked out. They've got he's still got the bench. He'd still like to donate it for that spot. The other bench was smashed.
Right.
So, it's perfect to put that there. And he's
great.
gonna put a little plaque, there's a little plaque that they put on it. His wife passed away and they lived right across from Avery Cross, and she would sit on the other bench waiting for her friends. So,
Yeah.
I just wanna make sure you are good. I'm gonna talk to Victor. If you are, have it secured so it can't be removed. And then we'll take it out in the winter. We will not leave that there during the
Great.
winter. Okay. This is two quick things. This building, I've scheduled, Paul Venus and I met with, I don't know, they're from Quality Insulation and another company, and we went, Paul took him through the building, took him through the attic, and then I talked to them about the crawl space. So we have some problems. We're waiting for a quote.
Yeah.
Paul will be here. So under the building, there's a lot of water getting in. There's a hole apparently, and we have animals getting in doing things under the building, under where we are,
Yeah.
so, the insult.
See, there it is, right?
He came out, and he came out of the crawl space and he's like, well, you have animals that are defecating, and I'm like, oh, good God. I said, why didn't our pest company notice that? He said they should have, so. There's gonna be a quote coming, Paul's gonna come talk to you. We figured out why my office got gassed. We've actually been able to figure that out. We figured out, a few of the other things that we're having problems with. They're also gonna add into the quote, the diverter, because the
Yeah.
other company hadn't followed through. So if we can get the rain diverter in, that'll help keep the ice off the walkways. So, but Paul will be here on the 16th, so I just wanted to give you that heads up. And the last thing, water sewer came, and we talked about the vehicle bids. I've asked him if he was thinking of a reserve price. He wants them gone, so he wasn't thinking of a reserve price, but he said if you were going to do a reserve price, he said $2,500 for the trucks, for $500 for the plow. Do we want to do a reserve price on anything, or just put it out?
I don't, yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think,
You
yeah,
know,
okay.
you do a reserve to, yeah, I mean, what's the difference if it's just, they're just gonna sit there
Yeah,
and yeah. You do a reserve so you're not underwater and you know, you don't lose a $40,000,
Yeah.
classic Mustang for
Right.
$22,000.
You know, I'm the first one to argue
Yeah.
for some money, and yeah, good.
yeah, we did with the fire truck, we did the reserve price because there was some
Yeah.
benefit to having a reserve price. We
Yeah.
did it with the international only, the big truck too. But, okay, we'll finish getting these. These should go out, in the next week roughly, so, okay. I'm done.
All right.
Thank you.
John's been waiting for 24 hours because he showed up at the Conservation Commission last night to give us an update on state stuff and your plans, so.
Anyways, hopefully I get these right. Good, go for that. Flip them over maybe and see what's there. You should have 3 pages. 5 altogether.
Yeah.
But 3 pieces of paper. So you should have page 1 through 5 if you have that. Just to make sure anybody is online, I'm John Sellers. I'm the estate rep here for Grafton 10, Bristol and Bridgewater. And I just wanted to bring this as an informal information type thing, what's going on, not just at the state level, but also the county, all right? So at that point there, right? So let me just see if I have my pages right. Of course not. Yeah, here we go. So on page 1, this is just a real snapshot of how New Hampshire is placing among all the states in the nation. And this is just some of the information that maybe some people don't get to see or you're not aware of. And I think it's good that these things not have taken over 1 or 2 years. It's probably taken over maybe the last 6, 8, 10 years to get where we are on these at this point. So I don't think it's just one legislative session that has brought you all these great numbers. I mean, I'll just read a couple of them off just for the people. Overall freedom from the Cato Institute, number 1. Economic freedom, Fraser Institute, number 1. Jumping down, in child well-being and lowest child poverty rate, the Annie B. Casey Institute, number 1. And also the highest and medium household annual income of $111,800 from the St. Louis Fed. And going down to the bottom one, the lowest unemployment rate at 3.1 from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. In any case, there's a dozen or so on here, but those are a few, and I wanted the people to see that, and I'm going to leave these with you, and if you want a soft copy, I'll send that out to you as well. Looking at page 2, I'm not sure how anybody is up with county government, but there's a lot of moving parts up there, especially financially. It's about a $60 million budget. The delegation just passed it, probably a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. And in case what's on here, I'm going to list right now. That's just in general, just so you know. But I'm just saying some things maybe to watch for. The commissioners would like to build a new courthouse, and I've had some informal meetings around the county. Our county's really large, so it's
We actually had, what, a month ago? 2
Yeah.
months ago, we had one of the commissioners.
Commissioners came in and kind of went through the budget.
do they come in here or does?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to point this out. I
Yeah.
don't know what they did. I'm just saying, I'm coming from the delegation side, so
Right.
we only look at the money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, so that's sort of an interesting question, right? Because after she left, I'm sort of loaded with certain questions. So then, because it feels like no matter what opinions we have or say or do, it really doesn't matter. The county's gonna do what the county's gonna do. And then if we have to issue them a check by RSA in December, regardless of whatever they're doing. From your perspective, how do we sort of improve the communications with the county so we understand what the benefits to Bristol should be? Because right now, I mean, a couple things, like even on your list where you talk about the DOJ won't sign a long-term contract, but yet they want to build an extra building and they need, because they need the space, but the DOJ won't sign a lease, like, I don't know, it seems to me like, how do we apply pressure to go, our guys get to take on all the burden because you guys can't seem to figure out that you're either signing a long-term lease or not, and we get to take the depreciation and, you know what I mean? Like, it's unfair to the taxpayers.
I tend to agree, and at that point, I can only tell you that, again, we only deal with the money, so if they want a bond, they have to come to the delegation,
Yeah.
all right? And it takes 2/3, all right? And right now, the makeup is 17 Democrats and 9 Republicans.
Yeah.
And because there's 9 Republicans, if we all voted the same to say no to it, we stopped the bond by 0.017%. So one way or the other, on the Democrat side, they could go for a bond anytime they want. They'd have a super majority. But that said, I mean, the building is 58 years old, and and there's work that needs to be done. There's no doubt. And I've talked to the fire marshal, the state fire marshal, that is, and you know, because there's been some back and forth with the building management up there, Jim Oakes and myself, and some email threads that I have. And they were under the impression from the architect that they have to do A, B, and C if they touch, you know, X, Y, and Z. And that's not the case. And that's what I tried to get him involved with the state fire marshal to make sure, let's make sure we're following the RSAs and what the state says, not just by what an architect wrote down on a document. So, so you can see on this, there's definitely things that need to be done and concerns and stuff. And some of the things is like they wanted to add 33,000 square feet to the building because they said we need more building space, which is yes, true, no, true. It's, you know, it's kind of in the middle. You know, they're managing now, so unless we're planning to do a lot more crime or something like that, or you know, going to be using the sheriff's office a lot more or something like that, that I could see that not necessary at this point. But in any case. This is some information, like I said, you can look it over and just see what it is, all right? Looking at page 3, continues on there with the county stuff here at this point. One thing that happened is, and I won't disagree, but we did pass bail reform, all right? Because whatever reason, we said we wanted to relax bail reform. So now we went back and we passed bail reform. So because we relaxed it, they weren't getting the inmates. Now we said bail reform's back on, so now they're getting more inmates. Well, the one thing I found out, and which was a surprise to me, is as soon as that person becomes an inmate, we take all control over health insurance, 100%. So it would be my suggestion. I am not running next year, just so you know. But it would be my suggestion that we find a state senator or one of the 2 reps that actually represent Bristol or something like that, to put in a bill to say that the state picks up whatever, 10%, 50%, whatever, you know, pass the burden onto them instead of to the county, all right? So there's a problem there, because now we've gone from, like, say, 100 inmates to 130 inmates. So now we've just had to hire 2 nurses overnight and stuff like that, and full-time.
The
And
county commissioner actually talked about that
Yeah.
specifically.
so there's definitely a cost increase there, there's no doubt. And the only other one I want to bring up about county is probably insurance, and you guys probably see it here. Insurances just keep rising, and they're not just 5 or 10%, they're 15, 20, and 30%. And it's just blowing these budgets out of the water, and it's hurting, all the way around at that point. Going on page 4 is legislative hotspots. I just want to bring them up. Education, housing, municipalities, planning, zoning, you want to call it, elections, and also science and technology. These seem to be the hot committees where they're getting a lot of the bills. People are putting in a lot of bills in this area. And I think some of it, especially around the municipalities and zoning, I think a lot of times that I don't think they realize they could be stepping on our Constitution rights, at that point, or there's just, you get so many people in town that says something to a state rep or whatever and say, hey, we need to stop this, put in a bill for this. So now you're saying, well, now you're taking over local control, and so that's the problem that's happening at the state level. We're stepping on local control. But again, at the state level, when you start to read the Constitution even more, the state gives local control, all right, at that point. So it gives and it can take. But at the same time, we love our local control, and therefore that's an area that's been brought up a lot. Education, same thing. Who's going to fund it and why? And I highlighted one little word in there in that number 1 where it says the use of school or institutions. Believe it or not, that was just recently, in the last 2-3 months, 4 months maybe, they found, going through the archives, someone found the word that used to say schools or OF instead of OR.
Oh.
So, and you think about that one small word, it changes the whole concept of that Part 2, Article 83.
Well, the way people expressed letters was different.
So what?
If you look at the old handwriting, you'll see it looks like an F, but it's used as an R.
Well, they went through it, and Secretary of State Scanlon and
Yeah.
those in power have said, no, that is the correct word. It was supposed to be OR. So, yeah, and you're right. And how they wrote back then is, we can read cursive today, it's be good, and I think we're doing all right. Overall, on the last page, I'm just saying, in a 2-year period for legislators and also senators, there's 2,500 bills we're actually voting on, all right? We probably listen, depending on what committee you're on, you could listen to 60 to 100 bills, and in any case, there's quite a few, and you have to rely on those that are around you and on other committees and what they suggest, at that point. So that happens a lot. We are trying to do some help here. We got HB 1300. I believe the governor may sign it, should sign it, has signed it, but in any case, that is giving every town in the state the authority on the November ballot of this year, 26, and also 28, if they want their school district to have a tax cap. And and it's a basic, I think it's a 6% cap at that point, or 5%.
Can I ask you a question?
Excuse me?
There's some wording, did they change any of the wording? Because there's some wording in that that's not clear. If they already have an existing tax cap, what
Right.
happens? Do you
And
know?
I don't know.
Okay.
And you're right, there's been a lot of change there.
Yeah, the wording is really ambiguous. It doesn't really say what happens. For instance, this town has a
Right.
tax cap, what happens?
And that may be under another RSA, so
Okay.
that's why it's not there, but I can find that out.
Okay.
Is it also good to ask NHMA?
Yeah, I mean, that's a
I don't know
go-to.
if NHMA has done an interpretation of it yet, because it has to come from.
Well, you need to look back at the RSA, so,
Yeah.
but that's a good point, and, it's a good concern, because some people say, well, we already got one, why do we need to vote on one, And what happens if we do vote on one?
Right.
So,
Can you explain 1610, John?
yes.
Or 1610, you mean? Oh, okay. got it.
Yeah.
About- yeah, what's the
unassigned
question?
fund balance.
What is it?
What's the
Excess
question?
unassigned fund balance cannot exceed 3% of the budget.
This is for schools, again.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
This is schools only, I should have put that there.
Gotcha.
It's a way that they're just making sure that the schools don't end up with a runaway, or not just runaway, but the unassigned fund balance. They're saying, hey, there's $1.5 million here, let's go and spend that on X, Y, and Z. You know, they need to have good reason, and also they can't keep that much at that point. You know, at most they can do is like 3%. So, you know, and that's a cumulative, so they can't do like 3% this year, 3% next year. The total is 3%, so. And of course, the inspection, vehicle inspections, I mean, we had a lot, you know, people going both ways. It was probably a 65, 35, 60, 40 split on that as far as people not wanting it and wanting it. And in any case, since this passed, I haven't heard anything much myself, you know, and I'm still involved on like a, what do they call that? A signal thread, you know, so, and any case,
It messed me all up.
Yeah, it sounds like there might still be some,
there's still something out,
Litigation,
yeah.
but-
Technically, there's still something out there, but as far as the state, I don't believe the state has any inspection stickers, physical
Yeah.
stickers. So
Right.
you couldn't get one if you wanted one, so. Other than that, I don't see anything else in here, but, you know, to just make note of things, that's all. That's it, just kind of really just give you an update, trying not to be biased one way or the other, but, you know, just really to, you know, to let you know. In county government, the only way you can watch that is through your delegation, which is all your state reps in the county, is they're the only ones that control the money, and that's all we do. We don't do any policy or anything like that, it's just
Yeah, I
money.
mean, listen, they have a job to do, but for me, it's just super interesting that regardless of the conversations that happen, they take the bill, it gets sent, and we have to issue a check on
Yep.
that day per RSA,
Right.
period, end of story.
That's true.
yeah, what's with that, John?
Yeah.
All you have to do is ask a state rep and please go in and change that RSA to say we pay it twice a year or 4 times a year. You can do that.
Would be great.
A
You know?
quarterly would definitely be much better and simpler. I mean, anything to align, honestly, to the tax bill. We send out 2 tax
Sure,
bills a year,
yeah.
right? Like, to me, that's what sort of makes the most sense.
Mhm.
But then even operationally, right, what was it, 9% of the overall county budget was in IT. IT's got what they call a middle mile project. When we ask the question about what's the middle mile project doing, we haven't got great answers yet. Now, there's a lot, you know, a lot that people are working on, so we have to continue to dig into that. That's on us to
Right.
try to do more of that. But if the county's got a project like that, it should be something that everybody's figuring out how to benefit from.
Right.
Or what are we paying for?
Well, that was because of a grant they get. I think it was like a $17 million grant, and we had to put up like 6 or 7,
There's
something
still
like that.
operating costs that go into it, so.
Yeah, but they're operating all of it within that, even including the project manager and that aspect. My understanding is it's all on time, it's all on schedule, and it will be done by the time the grant has been expires. So.
Yeah, I'm talking about the long-term management of the thing, not, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, long term.
right, right.
That's a different animal, and you're right. There's been no.
That's what I'm getting at, like, so
Yeah.
we're part of the county.
Yeah.
I would expect that if the county's doing something, it's like the reason we have the jail for the county, and the reason we
Sure.
have the courthouse for the county, the reason we have the nursing home for the county, is people in this county have access to those facilities. I'm not saying it's perfect.
Right,
I'm saying
right.
that's what it is. But if they're investing in things like those technologies, they should be reaching out and going, here's what we're gonna do at a county level, because this is what you guys are spending for.
Yep.
Anyways,
No.
I mean, it's a
No, it's a
little-
good point because it's always after the fact. You got to maintain it. You got to manage it, right? So, you're right.
So anyways,
Thank you, John.
thanks, John.
All right,
Much appreciated.
guys, take care.
Have a good night.
Good seeing you.
Coming in.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Got anything else, Christine?
I don't-
Christina?
I don't have a clue, I don't think.
All right. Selectmen items, Scott. Sanction round.
Did the Conservation Commission connect with the highway department for the spring?
Did
tree
they cut
limbs.
the trees? I talked to Victor already, he was supposed to cut them already.
Okay. I didn't notice if he did or not.
I'll follow back up Monday because they did get told to do it.
Yeah,
They've
this,
had
I
a
know it's
few-
been busy.
They've had a lot on my list.
Yeah.
And every time I call them, I'm like, don't hate me. Can you do this? So.
Yeah, there's a few limbs, there's some hardwood and then some pine.
Yeah.
Can you,
If you stand there, if you stand at the spring and he looks up and sees the
they're
light,
hanging, yeah.
you can see the light and he can use his judge, I mean, I'm sure there's like maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But if you stand at the spring and look at the light, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's in the way, that's in the way,
Well,
because all that
yeah.
makes a difference.
I couldn't tell if he did cut it, but I know that they said they were gonna go out that week and.
And I don't know if it matters, like, I mean, there are some smaller, lower ones growing into like the parking area. I don't know if you guys want to.
We can take a look at that as a commission.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did talk last night and we did talk about opening that
Increase
valve.
volume
What's that?
Increase
the
volume, flow.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that.
with the rain we've been getting, I think we're,
Yeah, it's a little bit safer, yeah.
yeah. That'd be great, increase the flow. I mean, people are using it again, so.
Yes.
I'll talk to them. And they're not here Monday because they have the 4-day weeks. It's when Friday's the holiday.
Yeah,
So
Monday
they're
is
not
their
here
holiday.
Monday.
Yeah.
But they will be here Tuesday, so I'll talk to them Tuesday. So,
Other than that, looks like the state completed that culvert project and looks on Lake Street. So.
In town.
oh, yes, Union Street, yes, they did,
Union-
yeah.
Union
Yeah.
and Lake, yeah.
I think that there's a bump, but I think they're waiting.
It's better,
for
I
that
think
to
it's better
settle.
now.
Yeah,
I think it's settled, yeah.
yeah, so.
Yeah.
I will, I forgot to say, Central Street, we're coming closer. So I don't know if it'll be the July 16th meeting, there may be a conversation at that meeting. Not the Central Street project, let me rephrase that. So we might have more information on it by that meeting. They're still not doing anything with the force main yet, but they are still working at Central Street, so. And after I met with Hydro, we're back good, but we're not doing, we're waiting for the Central Street project to finish, then we'll clean the parking lot up, and then we'll paint, maybe not this year, but we will be painting, and I think we're in a good place, so, with our understanding, so.
Has Jeff given you an update on the benches that he was purchasing?
No, and I did, see, that's the other thing I asked Highway to do was a inventory on the benches. I asked them at the same time, inventory on the benches and picnic tables. But I think I will double check where that's at too.
Okay.
But no, Jeff hasn't. You did see the comment under the information about the no parking signs. Well, they've gone to the PD, complained at the PD level, but to.
Who has? Just
The owner,
The business
the
owner?
business owner,
Yeah.
for which, no park on North Main?
yeah. No, downtown.
No, no.
Oh. Yeah, the 2 corner ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's not so much the new space that we eliminated, the one we eliminated, that one's not so much, it's the other one. That's an issue. But I did put it in the report, the concern is if we went with anything short, people are gonna run it over.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna see it, so.
It's a safety, so we've
Yeah.
already had issues there, so we're not, I think we're all in favor that. we
I told the
keep waiting.
downtown decorating committee, if they can come up with a different plan, come back to me and let me know, but it needs to be tall and reflective. So,
Yeah.
so I left it in their ballpark. but-
Okay.
I just had something else,
We can come back.
Yeah.
So just actually a follow-on, because you made me think of the recent highway. When the highway, let's just say we get through this whole thing, I mean, clearly Victor's got a bunch of stuff to do to make sure he gets the specs down for what they need, okay? But wouldn't we go out to RFP
For what?
For the
for a
back.
backhoe?
We usually do quotes.
Okay,
There's not many dealerships.
There's a
around.
requirement to have 3 quotes.
All right, so they'll get 3 quotes, because,
3 quotes, yeah.
because the other thing that struck me, after just thinking about it, was, water and sewer's got a case. I think their case is a 580, not the 590, which is the new, which
It's
is the
really
one that's
low.
comparative, right? I guess all I'm saying is should we try to, from a parts and repair perspective, should we try to be similar? Right, because if we're doing, it was always much easier when I had
You've gotta
active
be
O-rings
careful.
and things for machines. I didn't, as a town, like, does it make it easier for us?
Well, like he said, it makes a difference because he already has all the attachments and
Good
implements.
John Deere.
So he could go with a case. Is it gonna function similar or to his needs?
Well, I'm not saying case is the answer, but
No,
his.
no, but that's,
But then, let's just say, because he ends up with a John Deere, which totally fine by me, whatever, but like, then maybe if water and sewer, when they get time of replacement, it maybe gives us to focus on John Deere, just from that simplicity of how we look at repairs and having parts and, you know, things that we do. So that was sort of one, I didn't know if there was an RFP process specific to.
We do RFPs, but mostly we do RFPs for projects or soliciting like cleaning
Okay.
or things like that. When they start purchasing equipment, there is a requirement that anything over $10,000 or higher has to have currently.
Okay, cool.
policy
That's
has
all.
to have
I've just-
quotes. And it has to come to the board. Anything between $3,000 and $99.99 can come to me.
Yeah.
And anything below 3,000, they just have to make sure that they've done their due diligence. So.
Okay. There was that, and then we had a discussion yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, was it? That was yesterday, right?
I don't know, they're all blending.
It was yesterday morning, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so I think there's still some more stuff that are kind of digging around for the EDC or whatever Bruce is ultimately trying to call it. He's gonna be coming in here, what, the 16th? Bruce
No,
is?
August.
Oh, it's August, okay, all right. Anyways, ultimately, I think it was a decent conversation. I think there's still more work to be done. We came away with a task to try to give them, if we had any municipal properties,
So, John,
to identify for
can you
housing.
take a step back, because
Sure.
if anybody's listening, they
Oh.
don't know what we were doing yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's
Sean
true.
and you do,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I do, but they don't know what we're doing.
It's true. We
so.
met with BEA, the Bureau of Economic Affairs, the commissioner, Lucy Lang, and
Lakes
Joe
Region.
Kenny and Lakes Region Planning, and just trying to figure out, sort of, from an economic development perspective, a bunch of things that are going on. So, like I said, basically a good conversation. There's a bunch of things we need to do there. I have not sent them the email yet, but I got an email where I kind of want to also get a couple other things out of them. We have our homework around that, but for them, I'm looking to try to see where we get some of these inputs. Because at one point, like I said, that in that meeting, they do a good job of highlighting when they go out into the community and they do some of these discussions. One of the ones for Upper Valley was linking together workforce development. And I kind of want to understand their thoughts in that regard as well. We didn't really get a chance to get to that one at all. How do they look at that from a Bristol perspective? We did a lot of discussion on housing. Anyways, so there you go. That's what I had. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I was just frankly appalled and surprised when she mentioned that we don't have the housing issue. You know, right off the bat.
I know, yeah. Well,
Uh,
I was being kind.
Correct her, but every community in the state is dealing with that, and certainly any community that's around water.
Yeah.
I've been doing some trainings with the ICMA, which is a International Managers Association. It's not just New Hampshire.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting to see some of these other plans in these other states that are having the same problem, so.
Yeah.
Planning is a massive thing. It's so easy to only be in the day-to-day. The planning stuff is, I don't know, the planning stuff is hard because it requires you to put a stake in the ground and then go, okay, I gotta put a lot of effort to go in a particular direction. So anyway, there you go.
Nothing? All right, I got a couple.
Not it,
Scott, did
I
you?
thought of something else, but
Go
it
ahead.
just came up to mind.
not it.
On Overlook Drive, there's a lot of erosion coming down the
Not
street. So maybe it should start with land use and seeing if there was an actual driveway permit pulled for the one driveway that's not being used, that's having water run right down it. It's like a stream that rains fairly.
Yeah, it's,
On Overlook? Is it-
it's off the lot, how do I say it in public?
Is it
for-
one of the last properties that was built?
No,
It's a neighboring street.
it's just past the first house on the right. There's a lot that has frontage on both Pine Street and Overlook. And years ago, they built a driveway out to Overlook, and I don't think they ever had a driveway permit because they ended up never using it.
Who wants to live on
But it's
Overlook Drive?
super private, but they did it off of Overlook. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it, never mind.
And now it's,
And then when the gentleman died, they sold an old vehicle, and when they dragged the old vehicle out, they changed the way the water flowed from going down into the ditch line and through the culverts to coming down the driveway.
and into the street.
So water's coming from private property, but it's affecting the drainage on the beginning of Overlook.
Okay,
Now you know who I mean?
no,
I have the video, I'll show you the
I was
video.
gonna pull up the map, but I was writing myself notes as we were
Yeah,
talking.
I can show you after.
Yep. I think I know, but I'll pull it up, but go ahead. I have bunk hair everywhere, sorry.
And if it's not permitted, they probably should pull that culvert and ask the people, I don't know, I guess you have to ask the people if they can go up in there and put the water back in the original channel. All right. Who takes care of the landscaping at Mill Stream?
The landscape, well, there's no landscaping, let me remow.
The problem is there's the plantings around the sign. And
Oh, that was actually, so that was a project.
A Boy Scout.
And you're right, the sign, that plant should be cut back.
yeah, it's got a lot of dead wood on it.
I don't know who put the plant in though now.
Yeah.
Was it,
I would just ask
I'll ask Lucille, but I
Lucille
think it
to
was
look at it.
probably, I think, the more I think about it, I think the Pasquaney Garden Club might have put it in, but it should be cut back.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna overgrow the sign. It
well,
looks
then
bad.
not only that, but it's got a lot of like a couple of years, like the growth dies off and then it comes back, but it's got a lot of dead wood on it.
My plant bloomed
Yeah.
on that side.
So if they could just take a look at
Yeah,
that.
I can ask them to.
It just looks bad. Jeff Chartier reached out to me yesterday morning. I went and looked at, you all got the email that there was a break, or the text that there was a break the other day
Yeah.
in the water line. And for the public, it is not a break in the water and sewer with them mixing. Thank you very much. That was something I ran across on one of the groups, but it affects the state highway, barn, our highway, and water and sewer. And the problem with water and sewer is they need to keep enough flow to stay in compliance, right? So.
They call it carrying water.
Carrying water, right. So Jeff described to me the situation. They ended up going all the way up to Danforth Brook Road and grabbing a 1-inch line and connecting it to the hydrant. And then that line is serving those buildings now, but obviously not enough pressure at
Right,
times.
of course.
So, and when they need it at the water and sewer, they need it at the water and sewer, so.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's a complex fix. It's an old line. It's the line that goes right out behind the two racetracks, the settling pools. and it crosses Danforth Brook and goes right up the hill.
Hill.
It's really steep.
40-foot incline,
Yeah,
he said.
so, they do have someone who can come out and start work on it. Problem is, it's complicated, but it's not huge, right? So they can't do it
What
themselves.
size of the main?
I don't know.
Well, so when it broke, it was dumping 250 gallons per minute into the brook.
Right. Right.
And Jeff said something about it, at one point, it dumped more, he was talking
Yeah.
about 300 or 400 at one
Yeah.
point. But he said average 250 gallons per minute.
So, best case scenario, they're on that temporary water service for another week. He thinks it can be done next week.
Did you hear about the transfer station?
Yeah, I was there, I saw it.
Oh.
So it was causing a little bit of discolored water in a few places, but that's something
And
that's okay now.
There was no water Monday for about 5 buildings, but they tried to get it, the temp put in as quickly as possible, so.
So it's where, if you're looking, it's right here. If you're-
I can show you a blurry picture.
Yeah. So there's a water line that comes right down through here and it goes up right along the boundary line here.
Yeah.
And then it crosses and it comes up to goes under the
And
road.
then- And then that hits the
actually.
main over there.
Yeah, so it's, we can actually go to,
Yeah, the calculation says it's a 1-inch line, but it's gotta be bigger than a 1-inch line.
oh yeah, no,
Because, because
No,
his 1
because
inch.
he did say it was dumping more, and
Yeah.
then it
Oh,
was
okay,
average,
all right.
yeah.
so,
It's hard
a
to-
local,
This is the
a
bank.
local contractor is gonna do the work, another local contractor
This is
is,
the bank.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
is going to supply free of charge the mats to work by the river, construction mats.
Yeah.
So, so that's good, but it'll be at least a week before that gets addressed. And then,
Well, you know what would be interesting? In Jeff's inventory that he did, right? How old is that line?
well,
And then how does that compare to other, just, you know?
Is it a wood box?
it might be. No, because, I know it's not a wooden box, because we know that it was repaired 26 years ago.
Okay,
And so-and-so doesn't really remember exactly because he was out on vacation that week.
Yeah.
That the repair was done 26 years ago.
yeah,
Which is another point, that institutional memory that we have to get on paper somehow.
But that should already be in that, because we did the water asset management.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it should be,
Yeah.
some of that should
Yeah.
already be there,
Yeah.
so.
So,
But-
We're doing wastewater now.
we should literally almost just, to make it simple, sit him down on
I was just gonna
on
say
a
the
Zoom
same
call and just record the damn thing, and then we
Yeah.
can take the transcript. Now, from an AI perspective,
Yeah.
it's easy to extract it out, and just start, go street by street and go, what do you think about this street?
yeah.
And then he'll go, as soon as you say the street, he'll come up with, well, that and this and that and this, and, you know, whatever. Anyway, something like that.
I think that's a good project for you, Joe.
Oh, good.
But anyways,
Whatever.
so that, they're gonna be working on that. There's the only reason I bring this up, because I didn't see anything in land use or planning or anything like that. And I don't bring this up to dissuade anybody, but there's an antique shop that's operating out of the old Skip's Gun Shop. I don't know if that ever came,
I don't know if it's
I mean, it's already zoned business
Well,
and,
but if it's an approved use to an approved use and there's no exterior changes,
Correct.
there's
The only thing would be
no
signage.
parking change, they may not have had to come.
okay.
Yeah, I don't think they came to planning board.
The
No.
only thing.
But with site plan jurisdiction, it's, they have to have, they fall under certain rules,
Yeah.
and they may not have had to come back.
Okay,
If their site plan changed in any way, they should have come back.
right.
But, if they didn't do anything.
And they may not have.
And as far as signs go, they just have one of those lawn signs stuck in the base of the.
That probably won't fly, but,
Yeah.
but yes. So I'll ask though to make sure that they're off.
I think that's it. Any public comment? No. All right.
All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second,
It's 7.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.